Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about what actually changed. They did end up going back in and nerfing the type as well as the DMR. They fixed the gallantry blueprint, so now it matches the the Mac 10 specs of the base version with or without attachments. It is a weaker weapon that a lot of people have been using. Obviously, the gallantry was pretty broken, having MP5 damage with the Mac 10 rate of fire, which is like the Fennec, and then having like almost no recoil like the Growl. We're going to talk about those changes as well as a stim glitch fix. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. I'm going to be showing some of the testing of the damage so you guys can see it for yourself. And then I'll do a quick snapshot of what actually changed. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this particular aspect. This is just more of a proof of concept showing you exactly how I'm testing the different various damage values. Pretty much what I do is at a certain point, I mark how much damage I have against these bots within the private match setting. Then I walk up, I shoot them. And then when I shoot, then I go look at the next damage value. Previous damage was 110. It jumps up to 132. That tells you the damage is 22. Same thing for the headshots and different various things. Right here, this is the DMR new damage drop off. It goes from 112 down to 98. And this is pretty much how you test that. So right here, we know the damage is 167. If I jump over here, I'm going to go ahead and get a headshot, which is kind of hard because if they don't plate up, they insta-die, and then I have to recalculate the number. But right there, we go look at it. It goes up to 279 from 167, and that is 112, which we measured pre-patch. Headshot up close did not change. So in terms of that aspect of how the damage feels, it's going to still feel as strong when you're hitting headshots up close. The actual damage drop off, very difficult to test in this type of setting, let alone just test the value at all. And then over here, you can see it's going to go from 279 up to, but you can see the range right there. It's not like a super far distance. You can see kind of how far I'm hitting them. At that range, it's probably a little bit closer. Who knows? It's kind of hard to test, like I said. But then the damage goes up to 377. 377 minus the 279 gives us 98. I tested this multiple times, and you can see I get 98. I know it's very tiny for you guys, but that's just kind of how it is. As an example, did the same thing with the type. Went through, tested, retested again. Got 124 for the headshot up close and 94 for at range. So right here, I end up hitting a headshot from 2597. I line up and get a headshot, and then I look at the difference, 2691, 94. So now let's go ahead and kind of look at a snapshot of what they said they changed. This is what they ended up using on Twitter. They didn't even put out a formal patch notes. Raven put out Twit Longer, which is just a way for you to go over the character cap and leave a link. Warzone update going live now. Infinite stim fixed, as it's for all tacticals. They just put that because that's what most people were complaining about. People could have used unlimited stuns or flashes, DMR changes, and more. Blueprint, gallantry, all stats updated to match the Mac 10. We tested that. Headshot is back down to 30 from the pre-nerf, a 40, and before this update it was 40 as well, and the base was like 32 or whatever. Either way, it behaves exactly like the base version. It just looks different the way that all blueprints have before. Luckily, hopefully that's the only one that had an issue. Obviously, we brought a little attention to it, so maybe that's why it got addressed. But besides that, there might be other ones out there that we don't know about, and we may never find out. There's way too many blueprints. DMR. Bullet penetration reduced from sniper to AR. And this is something that people didn't really realize. I didn't realize. But we kind of had a feeling that like, hey, you know what, this thing, if you're in a vehicle, you're kind of screwed. And that's why a lot of times if you're shooting at someone in a vehicle, you were getting down so easily. It's because it was basically giving you sniper penetration. Like if the shot hit, basically they're getting down, which is basically no difference in bullet drop almost when you're using like sniper. But now it's down to AR. So it should be a lot harder to get those downs. Not saying impossible, because the damage values didn't change so much so that you're kind of ruining the gun. So the damage drop-offs, 55 up close to medium, and then we got 48 after 750 units, whatever that means, down 70%. So this is a huge nerf because that range was 2,500 units before. And most people were thinking there was no damage drop-off, but obviously in this particular case, you know, it's difficult to test. So it did get a nerf. And these damage values reflect kind of what we talked about too. And then there's an increase in recoil, which it doesn't look like a huge difference. It doesn't feel like a huge difference. I think for medium to low skilled players, they'll probably notice it just because it's going to be that much harder to hit shots. You can see headshot does less than 100 now, which is what we confirmed. Lower torso reduced from 1.1 to 1. I didn't even know there was a difference in lower torso damage, but either way, it's going to be between this number, 1.01 of that, which, you know, before it was 60 damage to the chest or whatever. Now it's going to be 52 or 57 or something like that. Type 63, bullet penetration, same issue. Damage drop off, it decreased from 2,000 units to 900. And I think that was kind of a factor that people were unconsciously choosing the DMR without even knowing, because of this extra 500 units made a difference. Now you get 60 and 45. Burst, they said they decreased the max damage from 45 to 40, which is a huge bonus considering the burst was kind of broken, and they even fixed akimbo again too. DMR, it's funny that they actually put these numbers in here, but they can't even get the attachments right in game. Vertical recoil reduction removed from the vertical grip. So vertical front grip, it doesn't help with vertical at all. And now it helps with horizontal only, 20 to 30%. It increased it. So no one's going to be using that one. I don't think people were using that before. And then field agent, they reduced the recoil help from 35 to 25 and 35 to 30. So if you were using that one, you'll notice even more recoil in addition to what they did up here. You see that they've did the same recoil things with those grips. It's just a different name for the Type 63, but same change. And then burst akimbo, all damage multiplier set to 1. So that means when you use akimbo, chest or head aren't going to do any more damage, which that's part of the reason you get deleted. If 2 bullets land to the head, it's like half your bar is completely gone. Tactical equipment no longer can be broken as far as being able to use that glitch with the cooking of the grenade. Seasonal challenges fixed to appear to track as intended. So I went out and did the testing. It looks like everything like we saw in the beginning. I did the testing. So for the first damage DMR, we got the headshot at 112, and then it drops off to 98. The base is 55, drops off to 48, which I was able to test. Type 124 and has that drop off to 94. And people are like, well, it doesn't really matter. It's still three headshots to get, but this number magnified with these numbers makes it so it will probably feel like it requires way more shots. So 30 ammo mag might not be enough. I've already watched people use it. The high skill players are still able to use it. So they definitely didn't nerf it to the ground. It's definitely viable. What is it enough for people to switch? That's kind of a have to wait and see. Hopefully it is. And then now the Mac recoil actually matches the base version. This is the video I put out about, a week ago, talking about the gallantry being broken, pay to win, all that stuff. And you can see the recoil pattern before, and then now it kind of does this S shape like the base version. So that got fixed as well. And that's pretty much it. Follow me over on Twitter if you want to stay up to date. That's normally where I stay pretty active. If you enjoyed the video, learned something new, please do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, double check, subscribe, notified, all that good stuff. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.